Hi, in this video I'm going to go over finding function values from tables and graphs. Now, a lot of people might say this is very, very easy. Why are you making a video about it? Well, it's not easy for everyone, is it? So, usually when we're given a function and we need to evaluate it for a specific value or an output or an input of that function, or an output to find the input, we're given, f of x equals something like, but it's not always going to be that way, is it? We can't just put 3 in there and solve for f of x. Sometimes they give us a table and there's no actual equation to go with the function. It's just a table function. And so I'm going to go over that right here. What if they ask you to evaluate, given this table, our first question is g of 3. Okay. Well, what are they asking for? G of 3, when the function is called g of n, that means n equals 3. So we're looking for n equals 3. Got it? So when n equals 3, g of n, g of 3 would be 7. Does that make sense? All right, next one. B. G of n equals 6. Okay, now they're asking for something completely different. They put the 3 in for n here, but they didn't put any number in for n here. They just said the whole thing is equal to 6. That means we're looking for g of n equals 6. Aha! So n equals 2, right? That's our answer? No. G of n is 6 over here as well. So n, not 6, n equals 4 over there, right? So n equals 2 and n equals 4. We have two answers there. Because it's a function, we can have the same output twice. If you don't have the same output twice, that is called a one-to-one function, and that's in the next video. But there's your answer. You have two different answers. Sometimes you're going to have two different answers, and right there is one of those examples. All right, part C, g of 6. Okay, back to n, right? N equals 6, right there. So g of 6 equals 11. Okay. And part D, at last, g of n equals 11. Okay. G of n, 11. So n equals 6. There's only one answer that time. There's no other 11s there. And you can't assume just because it looks like this is a parabola where the origin is right here at 3, 7, you can't assume that, when n is 0, that g of n will be 11. You can't assume that because we're just given the table. We're not given the whole parabola, the whole function. So that is finding function values from tables. All right, now part 2 of this video, I'm going to go over finding function values from graphs. Now, we don't know what the exact equation is, but we do have the graph. And we have these nice little points here telling us where they are. Also, we should probably include the scale of this graph. Each mark represents 1 unit of measurement. And we have 4 different values to evaluate again. Okay. So f of 2, what are they looking for with f of 2? Well, this function, I should probably have included that here, is called f of x. Okay. Not a very good f. There we go. F of x. So if we're looking for f of 2, 2 would be x. So where is x equal to 2? 1, 2, right here. So where is the output when x equals 2 is 1. See that? All right, part B. Now they tell us f of x equals 4. Okay, so if they're saying f of x equals 4, then they're looking for x, right? Because they didn't give us x. So they're saying the output is 4. So with output, you need to look at the vertical line. Ah, there's 4 right there. So what's our input? -1? Yes, x equals -1. That's one answer, but we have another answer here because this is a parabola. We can have 2 of the same output. It's a different input though, right? Draw a dotted line to connect those. So the other x value, the other input value that we're looking for, because they gave us the output, is 3. Okay, not too shabby. Part C, f of x equals 1. Well, they're giving us the output again. So x would equal what? 2, and what's here? 0. So x equals 0. We'll put the smaller number first, and x equals 2. Okay, part D, f of 3. Okay, this is asking what is the output when x equals 3, right? So 3, that would be 4. See, it ain't too bad. Thank you for watching.